Good evening. You're back with Clutch, and well, as you can see, the vest is completed. So we're going to talk about it here in the second after we roll that really awesome introduction. And go. Good evening, everybody. Clutch here from the Sodak motorcycle blog. Welcome back. Like I said, well, so first of all, obviously, we got the fleet hanging out with me tonight. We got the Unicorn right here. That'd be Kel's bike. Actually took it on its maiden voyage a little bit out of the neighborhood yesterday. Took it to work. Ran fairly good. We got some things with the carb I think we still need to sort out. Made a use for that old tea bag again. So, this was for those of you who don't remember, in the early 2000s, this was like the thing to have on your cruiser motorcycle. You throw that over your sissy bar or your passenger bar, and there you go. You can pack yourself some stuff for a long haul, and actually it's really handy when you got to go to work and you get used to carrying a bunch of stuff on your Goldwing, and you decide, you know what, I want to carry stuff. So I got a little spoiled by the Goldwing, but like I said before, as you can see, the vest is completed. So first of all, I got to shout out where I got it done at. So I showed you this last time, but you can see my shirt here, and it was done by Fabric Junction in Sturgis. And for those of you who don't know, if you hadn't noticed it yet, it says I went to Sturgis just to see Fabric Junction, like so. So anyways, all right, let's talk about these. Let's talk about what we had done. For those of you that don't know the video from before, we had quite a number of patches done. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 patches done. Now they're all mostly small ones. Got some flag ones, got some bigger ones, got a bigger one on the back, got 2 on the back. So cost wise, you can't beat what the cost was. So it was $60, just over $60 to sew all of it, which I thought that's a very good deal, considering that in previous places I would have done those patches, and I'm guessing it would have been well over 100. I think if you put the big back patch on here, I'd say you're probably looking at 100, 110, which I think is pretty darn reasonable, considering the amount of patches that I sewn on there. So now that we got it fully set up, I'm going to tell you all about it. So we're going to start here with the back. First of all, obviously, I'm not in a club. That should be obvious by the fact there's no club patch on the back. Once again, I'm not a fan of the Lone Wolf no club patch. I think it's one of the dumbest patches out of there. You don't have a club patch on, it's pretty obvious. You're a Lone Wolf. You don't have a club. You don't need to tell people it's a Lone Wolf no club. I mean, we understand, we know. So obviously, you got the Honda Goldwing one right there, which I'm holding up in front of a Yamaha Virago, but that's for, obviously, the Goldwing there, the choosing one. This patch here, you sent me to Iraq, you bastards. A very, probably completely unlicensed South Park patch. I bought that it's been so long, because it was right before the deployment in 05. Or 04. So I think it was some little patch shop in Lawton, Oklahoma is where I bought that from. Either that or I bought it from like a local, like we used to call them Haji Marts, which I know that's not the That's that's kind of an offensive term. But that's what we called them. So I can't remember if it was from there or from near Fort Sill and Lawton. I can't remember, to be honest with you. This one right here, this is a patch. That's the patch I got after doing the Good Ride last year. So that was in the swag bag that they gave us at the Indian Motorcycles tent. So I just kind of used it as, oh, there's a unique patch I can use to say, yep, I was at the 85th. All right, let's go to the front. So the first thing you're going to notice is, we're going to hold it up more like this. The first thing you're going to notice is, well, the iron patches, butt patches are no more. I switched to my pins. My patches were looking a little rough, so I decided, you know what? I was just going to go with those pins that they sent, and iron butt patches or pins, they're pretty stout. I actually had to do them inside the pockets, and they're a very, very stout pin to get through. So actually what I had to do is I had to actually take my drill, and I actually had to drill a hole through the fabric to make those go through because they're so darn wide. The other thing is I got my other pins that I've always had, and this collection of pins, there's a Riddle Random Trinket Shop that's on Main Street in Sturgis. And a few years ago I had a bunch of those. That's where this first little Honda one come from. But I ended up losing a bunch. I think they fell off my vest and I put them somewhere and they just basically got lost. Well, last year when I walked back in there, I was able to find these 3 pins again. They had some more old ones. So I can't remember the name of the shop, but if you're looking for pins, I do know this. They're on the south side of Main Street, and I want to say they're between Junction and, oh gosh, the next street down. I can't remember which one it is, but if you look on Main Street, look for a place that's got pins. They got tons of pins. So, and like as you can see here, you can find off-brand pins. Maybe I can find a Yamaha Virago pin this year. And that's all the pins. So the reason that like I said before, I went with the iron butt pins as opposed to the patches because my patches were getting a little worn and faded out, and I figured, and I wanted to save a little bit of money sewing the patches. And also, as you can tell, the pins are a lot smaller, so that's why I went with them. And like I said, these pins, to me, they're just kind of cool. They add a little touch to, a little extra flair to the vest. So, and like I said, it's in Sturgis, South Dakota, where everything you buy, every memorabilia, everything you see is Harley Davidson. It's almost like you see an off-brand, you see another brand of pin, like a metric brand, and you're kind of like, you feel obligated to buy it. And I'm really hoping maybe this year we can find like a Virago one, because I'd really like to put a Virago pin or maybe a patch on here. But we'll look at the pins first. All right, back to the patches. Actually, I'm going to hydrate because it's still 98 degrees out here in the carport. It was like 103, 104 today. We're dealing with probably some extremely epic heat for this part of the world, even this time of year. So we had heat advisory out, and it's supposed to be like 104 tomorrow, 103 the next day, and 102. So very hot stretch for us, but it's a dry heat, I guess you could say. But anyways, back to the patches. So obviously, some of these patches you have seen before. Obviously, the deployment ones here. So, and I've explained these before, but I'm going to go ahead and explain them again. So what we got here is, so this patch right here, for those of you that, first of all, for those of you that know it, these obviously are your unit patches that you get for being in the Army. And so normally the way the Army does it, you wear a patch on the left that's the unit you're assigned to. You wear a patch on the right if you got a combat patch, if you've been to combat with a unit. So So, and that's why this over here is here. So, first of all, so you got the what we call in the South Dakota National Guard the puke and pup patch, because it's a coyote patch, because coyotes are state animal. So that is the state of South Dakota. That's what that patch is for. These arrows here, this is for the 197th Field Artillery Brigade out of New Hampshire, and that is who I was assigned to. That's who our battalion fell under when we were in Iraq. So that's the combat patch we got. We didn't get one of them cool like National or a lot of them cool active duty ones or something like that, which honestly is fine with me because, well, dang it, I was a guardsman. I wasn't active duty. I was National Guard. And, you know, I take a little pride in that because National Guard gets a bad rap, and I think it's a complete load of crap because in Iraq, the Guard carried the water. And what I mean by that is we did all the hash and trash so that we could conduct operations. Without us, we can't do anything in Iraq or Afghanistan. And if Iran becomes a thing, frankly, they need us in Iran too. But anyways, moving along. So right here, well, first of all, this little patch here, that is that patch is molded in the style of the Iraqi campaign or Operation Iraqi Freedom patch. So, which is something I earned because I went on a deployment. And if you track that, I've got 2 combat stars. One because I was there. One because I was there, what was still part of considered the initial invasion. And then the second star I got is because we were there after they had their first election. So that's why I got the 2 stars. And then this right here, the BRTR. So BTRY, that stands for battery. If you're a field artillery unit, you're what's called battery. So we were Charlie Battery, which is C for Charlie, 2nd Battalion, 147th Field Artillery. So that's what that means. So now you know that side. All right, let's move up here. So got this patch. This is OG Dakota Thunder Run, and this is a patch I used to hold right when I first did one. So there's that one. An actual Good Ride patch. Got that. Would have been, I think it was a 2021 run is when I got that patch. So got that patch for doing the run that year. And then this right here, this is my, that's my road name. And you'll notice by the colors, it's an old holdover from the Green Knights days. And as far as I'm concerned, and pretty much since I left, the road name stays with me. So they don't, at least not that I know of, they don't take the road name back. And frankly, if they tried to, I'd tell them kiss my rear end anyway because, you know, I have a persona. You know me as Clutch, so that road name ain't going to change. So we still got the road name there. And then we're going to finish out the vest here. So obviously we have, because I'm from the United States of America, and I live in the United States of America, we have Old Glory right there. The flag of the United States of America. There are 13 stripes on there. Wanted to make sure that we had that right, just in case they had a debacle like some phones out there. But anyways, and then this patch here is this is what they call the Straight Ally patch. And what they mean by Straight Ally is this basically means that although I'm not LGBTQ+, I fully support them. I fully support their rights. I fully support their right to pursue life, or their rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in this country. So that's what that one means. And also means I am an ally to them, and I will stand up for them, and I will stand beside them. So that's what that patch means. But anyways, that is all the patches on the vest. Once again, it's a Thrashin custom, Thrashin Supply Company Protero vest. And I've really liked this vest so far. But yeah, there it is. there's a vest. I think we're going to go ahead and put it on. I know you've really enjoyed watching me get up and sit down and get up and sit down. And, yeah, anyways. Yeah, still trying to put it on. Okay. And there we go. We have it on. Oh, I was going to point this out to you. So if you remember from earlier, I was having issues with trying to find some Fat Boy extenders for this because, well, the pins are on. Well, here's what I found. So this right here, this is just a simple, these are the little, these are the boot straps, the little straps you put around your feet so you can hold down your jeans. Well, I bought one, and as you can see, just like that, it just fits just like that, and it holds on, and it has pretty much the same effect as the Fat Boy extenders. So they were a little expensive. I think a 2-pack of these, and these are the 4-inch ones, a 2-pack of those, or I think they were like $22 at J&P Cycles. And for those of you who don't know, we do have a J&P Cycles physical store up in Sturgis that is open most of the year, so it is kind of nice to have that there and available. So we went with that, and like I said, it kind of holds everything together just right, and I've been pretty happy with it so far. Like I said, it's not the best solution in the world, but it's a solution that kind of works, and you know what? We'll roll with it. But yeah, that's it. There's the vest. We're going to hydrate one more time. Anyways, yeah, that's all for this. Like I said, those were done at Fabric Junction in Sturgis. And I wanted to get this video out because we are a couple weeks out from the rally. Let's see, when I release this video, let's see here. Let's see. One. All right, so you're seeing this on the evening of July 16th. And so basically 3 weeks from tomorrow is the first day of the Sturgis Rally. So just because I'm paranoid. Okay, we're still recording. I just want to make sure we're still recording. So yeah, we're 3 weeks away. I would say this, if you're coming through town for the rally and you need some patches done, I would highly recommend you go check out Fabric Junction because they do a very good job. They, like I said before, people come from all over the country and have vest work done and patchwork done with them. They do a bang-up job. The price is right, and the best thing about it for me is you're supporting a local Sturgis business, a business that, you know what, not only are they open during the rally, but they're open in October and November and December and January and February and March. They are truly a local business that is open all year. And, you know, it's kind of hard to find in Sturgis because a lot of everything is, well, it's owned by someone from out of town. And I will say this, nowadays, more and more of them, they are open throughout the year, and you can get stuff there. Maybe not all year, but you can get stuff there part of the year. But I will say this, if you do have a chance to support a local business, and this goes anywhere you go, I think, if, you know, whether it's Sturgis, South Dakota, or, and I'd say the same thing, whether it's Sturgis, South Dakota, Laconia, New Hampshire, you know, anywhere there's a rally and you're in, you know what, Leesburg, Florida, anywhere that you go that there's a rally, try to seek out a local business because they're the ones that, they're the ones that they're opening up the doors for you if you're visiting from out of town, and they're the ones providing the hospitality. And frankly, they're the ones putting up with your BS for 14 to 21 days, depending on how long the rally festivities go. But yeah, you please definitely consider supporting a local business and try to find a local business. And especially if they're a good one, please support the hell out of them. Because frankly, we're in a world now where your local small businesses are disappearing very fast and going away. And everybody else says they hate big corporations and the Amazons and the Walmarts of the world. Well, you know what? Take an opportunity to put your money where your mouth is and actually provide some money to maybe a local business wherever the heck you are in the world. But anyways, I think that's enough about that. Probably here either next week or the week after that, we're probably going to be we'll probably have a quick little Sturgis preview video. I don't know. I think I'm going to do one. Just kind of give you a rundown of where I'm going to be throughout the week. Maybe we'll see you around, do a few things. Like I said, rally week I always keep pretty much open. I will say this, and there will be another patch on this vest here probably soon. Going to be meeting up with a subscriber when they come for the rally, so that's going to be a pretty good little deal. I will keep that on the low for now as to who I'm meeting up and how I'm meeting up. And frankly, we don't even have a plan yet, but we have agreed that, yep, we're definitely going to meet up sometime to the rally. Probably for supper and, I don't know, maybe a ride. We'll see how it goes, but I think that's all I've got. So anyways, for Sodak Motorcycle Blog, I am Clutch. I'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. Feel free to leave a comment, good or bad. And honestly, well, like I said, we'll take them all. We need comments for comments and beer. And like I always say, if you leave a really stupid comment, be prepared to at least have me make you famous to maybe the 15 people that actually watch my videos and the other probably about 600 bots that watch my videos. But anyways, like I said before, for the Motorcycle Blog, I am Clutch. We'll see you later.